Hey everyone, I've realized I haven't done my vegan story video yet. The movie Carnage just came out and it kind of influenced me to do it now. Basically, that's just a movie set in the future. It's a mockumentary, it's a comedy. It's about 50 years in the future when everyone's already vegan and what it'll be like for people trying to come to terms with the fact that we once ate animals, but it makes fun of vegans just like meat eaters, so frankly, I think anyone would be willing to watch it. Anyway, my story is basically, it's a little bit different than other people's. Basically, I became vegan by coming of age. When you're 10, 11, 12, 13, you start realizing the different things you believe, who you are, where you stand in this world, things like that. And that's when I started to realize we were eating animals. I grew up fishing, I grew up eating meat. My parents kind of would try not to talk about that sort of thing, so I wasn't really that aware. I was just raised that way. So, when I started to really understand that, I was not okay with it. By the time I was like 13, I was talking about how wrong it is to steal the eggs and milk from chickens and cows. So I became vegetarian just because my mom kind of acted like it was such a huge deal. Being a vegan is like really hard to get the nutrition down right. All this different stuff about how hard it is and nutrition, yada yada yada. Now I understand that she just didn't know. Like no one really knew back then, and even now there are still people that don't know. But when I was 13, I took it to mean, okay, she's not gonna let me go vegan, so I went vegetarian instead. This was about 2005. What else did I want to say? I have a different perspective because I was in middle school thinking it's wrong to steal from animals just like it's wrong to steal from humans. Most people go vegan by watching Earthlings or other slaughterhouse videos. They don't go vegan just by coming of age, but to me, that's what makes sense. It's just something you grow out of. On the one hand, I understand where meat eaters are coming from because I grew up that way too. On the other hand, I don't understand adults being non-vegans that much because to me it's something you just realize is wrong at a certain point, but I will always have empathy for meat eaters. I will never say you're automatically evil human beings. I just wish that people would question this type of thing more often. So basically I was vegetarian from 2005 on up, wanting to go vegan the whole time. I kind of couldn't take it anymore. It was just really bugging me. So in 2013, I asked my mom if I went vegan, if she would. I was still dependent on her because we lived in a small podunk area where I could not find a job. So I asked her if she would be willing to buy me the food that I need to be vegan, and she said yes. And I was like, oh, okay, sweet. I expected her to say no because I had previously thought she just wasn't going to allow me to go vegan, but she was just like not like in that realm. She didn't really know much about it, so I think she was actually kind of worried, but yeah. So basically that's what it was. That's all it took, was me being allowed to be vegan, being a minor. And so in fact, there's such a huge world of brainwashing that we all think that veganism is unhealthy. I actually thought I would either get sick or die from being vegan, so I didn't even pay attention to the exact date that I did it because I was sure I wasn't going to be able to do it. Now that's hilarious because you actually get healthier from it most of the time. I had various health benefits I totally didn't expect. My menstrual cramps got way better. I lost 5 pounds, and if I had been heavy it would have been more. My stamina for going on hikes and being able to go further and being able to not be super tired is better. Not to be too graphic, but you poop better as well. It's really easy there. Not too much to say about that, but yeah. Basically it's just everything we thought we knew about veganism and eating animal products was totally wrong. And I've been loving every minute of it. I've been a vegan for almost 4 years now. I went vegan and it was the 3rd week in August of 2013. It's been very eye-opening. I've learned so much. Even when you're vegan, even when I went vegan, I thought that farm animals were treated nicely. I just didn't like the fact that they were exploited and had things stolen from them, so that's why I went vegan. But turns out they're not even treated nicely. They're tortured and raped and all of this horrible stuff. So yeah, there is a bit of, you feel more in touch with your place in the world and the other species in it when you do go vegan. But it's a really good thing. It kind of is a breath of fresh air, and yeah, it's been a really great experience, and I know I'm going to be vegan for the rest of my life because I view it the exact same way everyone views cannibalism. I would only eat animals again in the same world where I would eat humans because we are animals just the same. Splitting us up by species and saying that one animal is greater than the rest and can have dominion over the rest and eat the rest is the same as doing that by race or sex or sexual orientation. We are animals. We will always be animals. The word animals will always include us. It's like some bizarre religious belief that somehow humans are better. So it's not true. You know? People talk about intelligence and stuff, but it's like, in order to believe that intelligence matters, you would have to be okay with killing and eating the humans that are less intelligent, those who have various disabilities that make them less intelligent. Those are considered vegetables, those who have Down syndrome, those who have low IQs. So that obviously doesn't matter in the first place. In the second place, they're actually pretty intelligent. We just are so brainwashed into thinking that they're not. We live in a society that thoroughly pounds us with literal lies about how we are somehow so incredibly different from all other animals, and they are so stupid, and we can eat them and it's for survival, but it's vegans survive for decades and decades and decades, usually longer than meat eaters, usually more healthy than meat eaters. So it's really been a weird experience the last 4 years, especially to really find out how wrong we all are on this issue. It's I can't even believe I thought the same things too, right? We all are in that place where we just think, you can't be vegan because we need animal products. But it's not true. And a lot of people say, I wish I could go vegan if it weren't for the fact that we need animal products, but obviously we don't, otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. And I know many vegans who have been doing it for decades. So yeah, it's such a weird thing, to have that realization that everything you thought you knew was wrong. I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, that's the summary of my story. It's been quite a wild journey, but very rewarding. And I'm excited to see what the future will actually be like in 50 years.